to destroy a significant portion of a current stable coastal bluff, replacing it with an artificial bluff and securing it with a retaining wall. In this scenario, the public also loses access to a well-used coastal bluff trail for an undetermined amount of time. I'd like to show a couple slides now. This is just to provide some orientation. This is downtown Gualala from the ocean and the river looking east. This highlighted area is the entire area that's to be redeveloped in downtown Gualala. This second slide is a finished sketch that was provided by the applicant of the entire proposed redevelopment project called the Surf Center. Here in this slide, we'll have a lot more detail as to what is actually being proposed. The whole of the redevelopment project spans 2 parcels. That's an approximate line of the boundaries between the 2 parcels. This parcel is under Coastal Commission jurisdiction, while this parcel that's highlighted is under Mendocino County jurisdiction. And on this parcel alone, the one in Mendocino County, the project has been segmented into 3 different permit applications. The first of which was issued at the end of September 2007, and it was a demolition permit to demolish existing office and retail space. The second permit is this permit we're hearing today, which involves constructing drainage, upgrading septic, and building 285 feet of an approximate 400-foot retaining wall that will extend through both parcels. And the last permit for this parcel, which will be submitted in the near future, involves a request to build a paved parking lot, 7,000 square feet of office and retail space, and to perform a boundary line adjustment. Again, let me stress that the segmentation of this larger project has placed the community at a significant disadvantage. It's prevented us from having a larger discussion about the details of the total redevelopment plan, and it's prevented us from having a larger discussion about all possible alternatives for the project. Now lastly, I'd like to touch on the stated goals of this CDP 55-2006 versus the stated goals of the entire redevelopment project. You'll hear that the goals of CDP 55-2006 are to control erosion stemming from surface runoff from a dirt parking lot at the top of the bluff, and I have a slide of that. And yet the goals of the whole project are to secure the bluff face to maintain as much parking as possible. Maintaining parking is what's truly at the heart of the need for this retaining structure, and yet the paved parking lot's not even been a part of this permit application. As an alternative, the applicant could reduce the size of the proposed 7,000 square feet of office and retail space to better create and maintain parking. And while this alternative is feasible, I'm not exactly sure it's available. I'm not sure it's available to you guys because it's not a part of this permit application we're hearing today, so you all cannot address that as an alternative. Yet another example is of how we're all being constrained by the segmentation of this project. As appellants, we've considered this project very carefully. We've spent hours in discussion with the applicant, hours in discussion with county staff, and hours in discussion with the agent on this application. We all live in the Gualala community, and we all understand the constraints of this property. And we want you to hear that there are many elements of this larger redevelopment project that we find theoretically favorable. Opening up views to the ocean, for example, expanding the grocery store, even developing the paved parking lot, are all well and great as long as they're considered within one application and under one environmental analysis as required by CEQA. The redevelopment project as segmented does not comply with the requirements of CEQA or our LCP. With all due respect to the applicant, to the agent, and to the staff of planning and building, we request you deny CDP 55-2006. The applicant's development should conform to the land. Destruction of the bluff face and a public trail should not be allowed in an attempt to fit the land to the development. Thank you.
See that right there. Hello, my name is Frank Drillard and I'm a civil engineer. My wife and I have been visiting Gualala for over 10 years, and we come to visit the river and enjoy the natural beauty of the surrounding area. And we enjoy the frontier spirit of its residents too. However, as local property owners, we oppose any project that diminishes the health and natural beauty of the Gualala River and its riparian corridor. The subject project is one such project. Today I'm here to represent Friends of the Gualala River. Our organization protects the Gualala River watershed and the species living within it. I will describe our reasons for opposing the project and offer a feasible alternative to the wall. Our main objections to this project are related to the wall, which appears to be in support of a larger future development. The plans that were shown by Britt that were publicly displayed by the applicant is one such development. As Britt stated, the ultimate project should be submitted for review as a whole. That is the only way for county staff to perform their function and fulfill their obligations to the public. The natural bluff is stable, which makes the need for the wall dubious. It is only a small portion of the fill placed on top of the bluff that is the hazard. That fill is subjected to saturation and erosion at locations of concentrated storm runoff. Those problems occur at a few locations only. In order to correct this problem, the applicant proposes to build a wall on the bluff face and place more fill on that face. That is illogical, since it tries to correct the hazard by extending that hazard. A more direct approach to stabilizing the existing bluff fill would be to improve the surface drainage on the site. You may have a sketch that I provided for you that illustrates one possibility for regrading the site and adding an intercept drain. That alone would sufficiently stabilize the bluff fill for a coastal-dependent use, such as the existing Gualala Bluff Trail. This project imposes costs on the public and to the environment that are clear. The public will be deprived of the use of an existing bluff trail, and a natural bluff face with mature vegetation will be destroyed, all for an artificial bluff. The benefits of building the wall are not quite so clear, largely because the applicant hasn't submitted his entire project for review. Judging by plans shown informally, but not subjected to county review, the benefits are additional parking and an increase in commercial space. These incremental gains are uses that are not coastal dependent, and they do not justify the cost to the public or to the environment. Judging by the plans that have been submitted for review, the gains are even less. Why? Because without an agreement to change the terms of that easement, the applicant may build more land, but he may not be able to use it. And it's my view that it's highly unlikely he will ever obtain such an agreement to alter the terms of that easement. For that reason, the wall's benefits are just as dubious as its need. There is a solution that obviates the need for a wall altogether. In my professional opinion, the plan I am about to describe provides for the majority of development sought and preserves the natural bluff trail and the existing bluff with its vegetation. That plan is simple. Regrade the area east of the easement all the way to 1 if you have to better collect the stormwater runoff and direct it to appropriate discharge locations. Keep it away from the bluff fill. An intercept drain should also be installed as well. These improvements alone are adequate to prevent saturation and erosion of the bluff fill. This regrading plus intercept alternative allows the natural bluff face to remain, as well as the existing bluff trail. It is less costly to build, would require less time to build than either of the two proposed alternatives. This alternative benefits the applicant as well. The site may be developed to the full extent of the local coastal plan and the Gualala Town Plan. The trail easement can be incorporated into a bluff retreat buffer zone that will be required for future development. And landscaping performed by others within the easement can be applied toward any landscaping requirements for the parking lot that he's shown. In conclusion, the local economy of Gualala depends on a healthy and beautiful local environment to attract tourist dollars. Gualala is best served by a project that opens ocean views and preserves the existing trail and natural bluff face and includes development that conforms to the site and not the other way around. All of these benefits can be obtained without the wall. For that reason, please deny CDP 55-2006 and require the ultimate project to be submitted for review as a whole. Thank you for hearing me out, and now I'm going to turn this over to Lori, who's going to talk about some of the plant issues for the site.